The AllStar app, the #1 app in the business. UFC, Bellator, One Championship, PFL, and more. Get the app right now. Link in description. For yourself, man, that fight is probably the highest of highs, man. I don't know. I would never be able to feel something like that. Explain it to me, man. What did it feel like being in the center of the octagon with Joe Rogan interviewing you, Madison Square Garden? You just got a first-round knockout over a guy that, probably, it was an even fight going in, right? Either guy could have got smoked in the first round, but you're the one who did the job.
Yeah, it was unreal, dude. It was a perfect setting. It was the perfect opponent. That guy, Ottman, all week, Ottman, he was definitely respectful. He was running around with his dad and his brother. I was running around with my dad and my brother, so we kind of joked around like that. He showed up. He made weight. He stepped into that cage and fought me like a man. And but he's like a Bond villain. It was perfect. I heard the USA chants going in Madison Square Garden. I heard the steamroller chants going, and we got it done.
How do you keep yourself from being overhyped? You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be something, right? Have you done anything? Do you do anything to keep yourself calm in that moment, or do you just take that energy and it just comes out of you in your fighting?
Breath is key. Breath is key. You take a deep breath, control the heart rate, and zone in and focus and dial in. And that's what I was prepared to, that's what I prepared to do. And that's what I did. I was 100% focused and, enjoying, every part of it.
Was that the cleanest knockout of your career?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was like no injuries from the fight. It was a blessing, man. Anytime you make it out of that octagon healthy is a blessing. And that was a clean one. It was nice.
When you landed that left hook, was it like, some fighters say, like, when you land the clean shot, you don't really feel it in your hands?
Yeah, it was like a walk-off, like, home run. Like, I just felt, I felt the left hand hit. I saw him drop and fold, and then I just followed up, finished, and then I was just so fucking happy the ref stopped the fight. Because I would keep getting flashbacks from my last fight where I would fold him. I would land a punch. I'd see him fold, and I just keep punching, and the ref wouldn't stop the fight. But then he'd like get up like a zombie and like swing back at me, which was also fun. They're all fun, each in their own way. But this time I folded him, put him out. Ref stopped the fight, and I was able to jump on the cage at Madison Square Garden and enjoy the moment.
Definitely. The left hook, man, is it something that, your coaches saw in the tape? Like, he would march forward with maybe his right hand down or something? Like, was there something to that?
I wanted to get him overzealous and coming forward with his punches, and I was going to make him miss, and I was going to make him pay, whether it was with my striking or, time it, take him down. Those are the two options, and Twitter world wanted me to bang, so I banged, and and it worked.
Was the plan, like, I think you mentioned it after the fight, to take him down? Was it to take him down and to ground and pound? Was that what you guys were working on?
I was gonna take him down. I was gonna beat his ass. That's it. But every fight, I love every aspect of martial arts. I'm a wrestler at heart, started wrestling. I love jiu-jitsu. I fell in love with Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I love choking people. I love knocking people out.
Another one to the highlight reel, man. That's, like you said, it's the cleanest. So it's going to be the one that people remember you for until your next one, right? Until the next knockout you get.
Exactly. Until the next one.
2022, man, you had 2 fights, 2 wins, 2 first-round knockouts. Has it been the best year for you as a professional?
Yeah. Yeah, it has been. It's been a great year, Stayed busy, stayed healthy, I fought 2 times that year, which is average for me. Would have liked to fought 3 times, but, I'm not complaining.
And you were coming off last year, 2021, where you fought twice and you lost both fights. It must be like a, a completely different world around you, right? It's like, but do you always keep your mind on that year and say like, yo, it could always go bad, so I gotta, you know, relish these moments of good.
Yeah, definitely. But it's always the next fight. It's just on to the next, and enjoy every moment. And and even throughout that whole 2021 through those losses, I was still enjoying the moment. I was still training up for the next fight. I was still living an extraordinary life, chasing a dream. I married. 2021, I married my wife. It was amazing, and it's we're just living in the moment.
Do you feel like the good moments outside the cage, outside of training, allowed you to keep your mind focused on like what was your goal in fighting?
Yeah, definitely. Just life in general. It reminds you of you know why you want to go in there and fight the best guys in the world, and when you need it, remember why you're doing it. That's what I was prepared to do. I was prepared to get in that third round and be bleeding and be like thinking about why I'm doing this, and to push it for one more round to win the fight. That's what I was prepared to do, but we didn't have to this time.
Yeah, yeah, you didn't have to, and it's so good. What when you look back at your previous fights, which fight were you banged up the most afterwards? Like it took you so long to just become fully healthy again, like to become normal, like you could walk around without aches and pains.
Um, Probably the Bob Ross fight. I was the most fucked up. It, like I had stitches here. My eyes were all fucked up, and then my legs, because I was kicking them a lot. And I remember my legs are usually always like banged up when you throw in all those kicks without shin guards and stuff. But I remember that fight. I was definitely a little fucked up. But I was at the after party. I was fucked up, crutching into the after party. A couple drinks later, and then I'm dancing.
Speaking of the after party, how was the after party for this fight?
Oh, it was great, man. It was great. We went over to the bar, met up with all my buddies, all the team rollers, and we partied. We celebrated. We watched the rest of the fights. The fights were amazing. Um, and we always have a great time. Like I said, win, lose or draw, the team rollers ride with me, and we go take over cities, around the world. From St. Louis to Tampa to Atlanta to New York City. We always have a great time.
It's a movement, man. When you said "Let me hear the chant," it was a pretty fucking loud chant, man. Steamroller.
I know it was unreal.
um, there was a lot of a lot of action outside the cage, on fight night. Did you see any of the wild shit that was going down?
Um, what I saw, Nate Diaz smacked Dylan Dennis.
No, he didn't smack Dylan Dennis. He smacked the old guy standing next to Dylan Dennis.
That's not a good look.
Why is he smacking an old man? I don't understand. Like the dude had like gray hair. He was talking shit though, but still.
Nah, that's not the move.
No, it's not. Anything you saw after the fights, or were you just pretty much in your after party and you didn't even get to see anything?
No, I didn't see what else went down. You got to tell me.
I think Kevin Holland and Jamal Hill got into it with like Usman's people. Some people with Usman. I don't know why exactly, but I don't know, man. It's kind of wild how like we can't be civil, man. Because Matt, you've always been civil. Like I've never really seen you like get into it with anybody outside the cage. Have you ever?
I mean, back when I was young, I was an idiot. But then I found martial arts, and it centered me.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're young, I guess. But Nate Diaz is like 40 years old, which
Yeah. He's got some some other issues probably.
Exactly,
You know.
exactly. Oh, well, I was talking to some other fighters about it, and they were saying like he's like a 40-year-old kid out there living his dreams. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Slapping. Maybe he could be part of the Slap Fight League. What do you think of that? Dana White's new promotion, Slap Fight League.
I don't know, man. Are they gonna just do like the stand right in front of each other's face and like just slap each other, like just take it slap for slap? Is that what it is?
Exactly what it is. That's exactly.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't really like to watch it, but because I just think like fuck, like why are you doing that brain damage like that? You know, I'm trying not to get hit.
Exactly. There's no I don't know, but it's popular, man. Like if you go on YouTube, like there's so many leagues and videos of guys slapping each other and knocking each other out. And what about those like makeshift cages that people fight in? Have you seen those fights on YouTube as well? That's crazy, right? I don't even think they get paid to do that.
Those are like the Russian ones with like the sandbags, like in the pit.
Yeah, like those. And then there's other ones where they're just like in a field, and they're like straight up soccer kicks, all that. It's wild, man.
Yeah, man. The fight game is, you know, it's like what Dana White said back in the day. It's like the combat at its rawest form and, you know, competition. But thankfully, I'm fighting at the highest level in mixed martial arts, you know.
For sure. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, when you have someone like you and then you watch that, you're like, man, those guys, I don't know what they're doing with their life. But
yeah, because I always tell Ray Longo that when I like retire and then come out of retirement when I'm like 50 and like coach, you know, I'm coming out of retirement, bare knuckle boxing, you know, to just like remind me of the conversation and not train me.
Now, the call out of Paddy the Baddy, right? You want to go to England in March. You say you want to travel the world, you know, but the matchup. Why is the matchup so interesting?
Because I want to grapple with him, honestly, you know. I want to grapple with him, and you know, he's well rounded, but he comes out and he throws. He's got, you know, he throws. He has his striking, and then he has his wrestling, and he has his jiu-jitsu, and you know, I have all that as well. So I think it you know, it's going to be fun to see who comes out on top, you know.
Are you also looking for fights that will like raise your stock? You know what I mean? Raise your popularity as a fighter? Because I think that's also important, right, in the UFC.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I can always look at a guy and tell you, you know, what excites me. You know, like I'm just looking for fights that really excite me, and are on line with my time frame.
What is the time frame for you?
March.
So
Yeah.
March or beyond.
Yeah. I think March in London is the fight. You know, me and Paddy.
There's also Australia in February. I think you mentioned Jamie Malarkey, but I think he's injured. Any other names, you know what I mean, in that region?
Yeah, you know, well, there's always names, you know. I gotta just take a look.
So you're really like set on March in London as your next fight then?
For now.
Okay. All right. I'm pretty sure, you know, but there's not many guys calling you out though, right? Have you noticed anybody wanting to fight you?
No, I haven't been called out since the old Roosevelt Roberts, who wouldn't stop saying my name.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. I remember we talking about that for like 2 or 3 fights ahead of 2 or 3 fights in the UFC. That's right. I'm hoping, man, UFC in London for you. I'm hoping for it, man. I'm hoping that no matter what happens, you said you want it, so I'm hoping it for you. Everybody, if you want to check out some of Matt's highlights, especially his knockout, go download the AllStar app in the descriptions. Thank you, Matt, so much for the time, man. Enjoy your time off.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I will. Good talking to you.